Hi there. My name is Amy Williams, and I am here to tell you a magical story. I'm actually doing this because my friend Dave asked me to record it. So here we go. So it was easy to choose because there have been so many magical moments in my life, and this is actually kind of magic by proxy because it is related to something I taught someone else. They applied it, and it created a kind of magic that is actually really repeatable. So, I'm an Eden Energy Medicine certified practitioner and instructor. And one of the things that I do is I teach something called the daily energy routine. And in the daily energy routine, you learn all these things to balance and harmonize all of the underlying energies in your body. And one of those things is called the hookup. The hookup is a thing that connects two energy pathways. One is the central meridian coming up the front of the body, and the governing meridian that comes up from the sacrum to the third eye, and those two meridians connect right in the back of the throat. So these energy pathways are really powerful. They're kind of like the main pathways that work with all of the rest of the meridian system. It's Chinese medicine, acupuncture, acupressure in my case. So anyway, I teach energy medicine classes, and I had just found out I could teach a class for continuing ed for nurses. And so this woman I knew, I was telling her some things, and I said, yeah, it'd be so great for nurses because there's so many tools you could use. As a matter of fact, there's a tool that called the hookup that can bring someone out of a seizure. And so I told her this story that is in Donna Eden's book, Energy Medicine, and it's about Vicki Matthews, who was on a plane, and she's a naturopath. And they made a call that said, is there a doctor on board? And she thought, they probably want an MD, not an ND. And so the second time they said, is there any medical professional on board? And she went, and the person was having a seizure, and she put her finger in their belly button, the other one between the eyebrows, pulled up toward the head, and the person stopped having the seizure. Now, I teach this in all my classes, and I tell this story. So I've had people text me a month later saying, I just hooked up somebody in my store that was having a seizure. They came right out of it. I hooked up my aging dog when I thought it was her last moments. I did it with her tail and the back of her head, because I didn't know where a dog's belly button was. And she hadn't been moving, and she got up and walked away, and I thought it was, the end, and she was with us for another month. But what happened on this magical day was I had just told this woman, hey, nurses might need to know this. And she drove away from my house. She went to get her car washed on a route that she doesn't normally take, and she didn't have time to wash her car, but she did it anyway. And she came across the scene of an accident and stopped and asked if she could help. And the person she went to had a seizure, and she hooked them up, and they came right out of it. And that was within an hour of leaving my house. So there's so many things that we can do to create magic in our world. And some of them, have tangible things behind them. The Meridian system is thousands of years old, and we are getting scientific backup, but it was magical that I told her that on that day, and that she took that route on that day. So even though I know there's science behind the technique, it was still magical that it happened the way it did. And see the magic, acknowledge the magic. Come connect with me on Facebook, and I'll talk about magic every time I can get a chance. But there's lots of things that you can do for yourself, and just recognize the magic. It's so important. And if you recognize it, it will come back and visit again. Have a great day.